as someone who does the daily news, which you know what that means. That means all the news of the day, national and international. It's extremely important to me to think about how culture fits into that and to make a place for that in a daily news program, and to think about culture as part of, yes, what's going on in our world, what's happening. So we should know about it, and we should hear from our artists and writers as our cultural newsmakers of the day. So that's why this was important to me.
We had our adventure this year by being invited by the State Department to send one of our educators to Lahore and Islamabad to bring our arts integration methodology to about 350 emerging artists, students, kids, orphans. I guess this is compelling to me because it's what we do here. It's no longer acceptable to be, what was the phrase in my strategic plan? To be the sleeping beauty. You have to have an impact. You have to prove the impact. You have to be not just relevant, you have to be needed. It is no longer really acceptable to preserve, protect, and display. It's about your audience. It's about education. It's about bringing something of meaning and significance to your community. Everybody's a professional amateur. They want to curate. They want you to give them the information, and they're going to take it and be creators themselves. I mean, in a way, go back to Jose Ortega y Gasset when he says it's the poet invents what's non-existent. This whole idea that the arts gives you a platform for innovative thinking that otherwise you may not tap into.
Is it even odd that we have to sit here and discuss the importance of culture in a prosperous society? I mean, why are we doing that? What is the problem? Is it a crisis? Do you see us in a crisis?
The president just Thursday before last called together 85 university and college presidents to talk about opening access to lower income students and their families to higher education. Huge challenge that we're facing right now because we've seen an increasing disparity, which is not unrelated to the disparity in income, disparity of wealth, which I do, and if we talk about crisis, that I see is a crisis in our society. People have to participate to the point where they see their participation in the arts and in the humanities as an essential element of what prosperity means to them, so that they're committed to it in such a profound way that it's something they don't want to lose. Not that they're persuaded that it's something they should invest in because it'll have another kind of benefit. It'll make their children better students, or it'll improve the design of Apple technology or something along those lines. Not that those are bad things, but if people don't see it as an essential part of their lives, an essential part of what it means to be prosperous, you're never going to succeed, I don't think, in selling them on the idea that it's essential to prosperity. And so that shift is only going to take place. That shift will not take place through argumentation. It's going to take place through production and through participation and engagement, the kinds of things that we are seeing happening between museums and educational institutions and neighborhoods, frankly.
What do you see as the way forward for this institution, for example, but for other museums generally?
There's that notion of transforming what a museum means in people's lives. What is the capacity? It transforms our work from something insular into something dynamic and impactful in our society.